have the pleasure and privilege of giving this speech, which is something I'd not really contemplated when Emily arrived on the scene, typically spectacularly. Over the years, Louise has provided that much needed other home, and I know she's an inspiration to Emily. Louise has taken Emily on amazing holidays, days out, concerts, lots of cultural experiences. One most sort of recent moment which I'll recount was Louise rescuing Emily from university at the start of lockdown. Now this involved taking all of Emily's many belongings in your Mini. I'm not sure how it's physically possible, but I think Louise's Mini must have some TARDIS-like qualities. Bear in mind, this stuff filled my Land Rover and a roof rack. That's just about sums it up. But yeah, Louise, thank you not just for being the rescue service, but also being there for Emily and Adam whenever needed, whatever was needed. It's all appreciated. Thank you. I'd like to mention my wonderful wife, Katie, who's made such a massive and positive impact on all of our lives since Adam, Emily and I moved to Sevenoaks back in 2006. Things are quite different now compared to then. Back then, the four of us, small number. The four of us, sorry, I forgot Alfie the rabbit. The four of us and Alfie were squeezed into a small 2-bedroom house. I don't think we could manage that nowadays. But Katie's influence on Emily and Adam and all the rest of the family is very profound, and for me, she's the reason all of my children are able to express fully their individual characters and achieve their utmost potential, safe in the knowledge that she's always got their back and uses every waking hour to make this family tick. She's been a big influence on their educational aspirations. And I know she's extremely proud of Emily and Adam, and this is, it's perhaps not very secretly delighted that Emily's following her footsteps into law. Emily and Stephen started seeing each other when she was 16 and he was 17. At first, of course, we had no inkling that it would lead to this day. However, when Stephen agreed to come on holiday with us, and by that I mean all of the Sevenoaks Davises, we went to Centre Parks in France, enduring sleeping on a sofa, being jumped up on at strange times of the day by various Davis children, and often being the main source of entertainment for them, frankly. Well, it shows some serious dedication, and it showed that Emily and Stephen were very serious about each other. On the return from that Centre Parks trip, and this is true, we had to promise immigration that as the only non-Davis in our cars, Stephen was in fact coming voluntarily. And he wanted to be with us. And he was not our trafficked nanny. Stephen is embarking on his future career as well as a new life with his bride, and he's everything you'd hope for in a son-in-law, and we welcome him to family. Been part of it for many years, of course, but this is the formality of it. Stephen's very intelligent, he's generous, kind, warm, and he's very patient with Emily. He's also a very good-looking chap, but if he was just a little bit less tall, he would be the complete package. So near, Stephen. Do some drinking. I thought it was important to make all of these acknowledgements, but finally I'll come to the force of nature that's Emily. Louise and I and Emily's older brother Adam, we live in Hampshire, and Emily was born in Winchester Hospital, Sevenoaks Primary. She started in the Year 6 play, Camp Rock. That's Tess Tyler. Tess Tyler's the mean one. Well, first draft did say bitchy one. Emily had her hair cut especially so she could look like the character in the film. Well, that's method acting for you. And in fact, I think you can see those fringe in some of the photos. Thinking about it. And that was quite a performance, I think. There were so many changes of costume. I think you surprised your teachers. They did comment afterwards that they've never seen you so organised. Determined, fast. But that love of drama, music, love of clothes, I guess, combined in that sort of happy moment. At prom you enjoyed riding with friends, and Julia particularly, and you took part in ballroom dancing with your partner Julia. Do you remember those? You won various awards in competitions, including a county competition, rumba, waltz, jive, cha-cha-cha.
They've won everything. They basically won everything.
They won everything. Well, I suppose with my lack of coordination, that's definitely not a trait you inherited from me. Maybe people will see that later. Emily also has a natural intelligence and got into grammar school at the Will of Kent Grammar in Tunbridge, where she stayed through to the end of sixth form. Whilst there, she made some wonderful lifelong friends who are with us today, including Lois, who proved a strong support then and now. We should also say hello to the Party 16 chat. This was apparently formed to arrange someone's 16th birthday. Still going. Yeah, sorry girls, that was 5 years ago. She's a very determined young lady and has always been driven and principled. When she was perhaps only 5 or 6, I can't remember exactly when, she started to use a phrase which is funny because it was not correct English, but it just about sums up her determined nature. So when asked to do something, but where she thought there was a better option or a better way, she'd adamantly refuse and say, "It's my decide." Though she might eventually do what she was asked to do, my decide established quite early on in her life that she knew what she wanted and she will make her own decisions. Thank you very much. Emily is the combination of her talents, her experiences, her faith, her intelligence, her independence, her determination, her single-mindedness. She's also incredibly beautiful, lively and kind. A firm friend, collaborative, caring. It's a truly loving nature. We're unbelievably proud of you, Emily. So, taking a leaf out of Emily's book, I'd like to say that it's my decide to give this marriage my overwhelming blessing. We're sure that together Emily and Stephen will share great successes, and even when faced with all of life's inevitable ups and downs, they'll deal with those with fortitude, pragmatism, and a smile, probably a couple of songs from you. I ask you all now to join me in a toast to this amazing and loving couple. I wish them a very long and very happy life together. Cherish every moment together, whatever the weather. I give you Emily and Stephen, the bride and groom.
Emily and Stephen.
My beautiful bride, you look so gorgeous today, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I was crying it's been five years, five and a bit. Amazing years. We've shared so much together. You've helped me to learn something new about you every single day, and I'm going to love you more every single day. Right from our first date, I knew you were a keeper. We went to the cinema. We were going to watch Beauty and the Beast. Probably a little bit young for us, but we were Disney fans, die hard, so we're not ashamed of that. We went and watched Beauty and the Beast together in the Stag, And Emily, being Emily, she spilled her bit of popcorn. She told me at the start, I always spill my popcorn in the cinema, so I'm going to make sure I don't put it down, because then I'll kick it over. I think it was about 5 minutes before the end of the film. She stood up and she kicked over her popcorn. But we went to church later. We sat in church, and I sat next to Emily, and I heard her stomach growl. So, oh, someone's hungry. And she started looking around. She looked down into her handbag, and there she saw it, the Holy Grail. There was some leftover popcorn. So she just went right ahead and she picked it straight without hesitation. Just picked it up, munched it, and then they'll rummage for some more. But Emma, I mean this in the best way. You are incredibly weird. And I love all your quirks, and you bring so much fun and joy to those around you. You just have so much energy, and I know lots of people here absolutely love spending time with you, as do I. I look forward to spending more time watching trash TV together. We've really got into Below Deck. But yeah, Em, you're just so amazing. Craig has already listed so many attributes of yours that I and everyone else here loves. You're just so kind. You love to serve people. You love to put other people's needs before yourself. And I just can't wait to see how you serve me, you serve those around you throughout our whole lives together. And I'm just so excited for what God has in store for us, His plans for us. So I'd ask you to stand and raise your glasses with me. I'd like to give a toast. You don't have to stand if you don't want. It's your decide.
I don't think we've ever held any serious or long-term grudges that I'm aware of, at least. Who knows? Stephen still might get to speak at my potential hypothetical wedding, so we'll see what comes out then. But what Stephen didn't know, during all of these incredibly logical and well thought out arguments that we had, I was just simply preparing him for the delicate art of marital negotiations. And so I hope you feel fully experienced for the coming years. And let's be honest, us men, we never seem to win them, or so I've been told. So we'll see if in the coming couple of years, if that hairline starts to give a little bit of ground up. So as we got older, our interests did start to diverge, and I think one belief in particular became a clear difference between us. And so for those of you that know Stephen, you'll be no doubt aware that his faith is a pivotal part of his life. And I would say it's something that I've always admired, and I continue to admire in my family, and sometimes even envied, seeing how it can give such a source of strength through difficult times. However, having spent 16 odd years sharing most of these things, this was something that I couldn't follow you in. And so I think that's why it makes me so happy to see that you found somebody to share that in with Emily, someone that you can take that and run with. You don't need me anymore for that, but you've got somebody else. And so whether you're religious or not, I do think it is clear to see that such a strong bond between a couple based in faith lays a solid foundation for a happy union. Something that I think we'd all agree, you, Sam and Elena together, and anyone else who's lucky enough to know them, that we've had modelled from our own parents over the years as well. And I do think it's worth saying, especially in the modern society, that is rare. And I would say that you are both very blessed to share that with each other, especially at such a young age. And so we've already had a couple of toasts. I wasn't sure whether we were toasting at the end, toasting individually, but I'm sure that I do speak for us all when we do say we're looking forward to see how you both grow in your love for each other and for your love for God over the years. And so I invite us all, I've left my glass there, but you'll have to imagine, I invite us all to raise our glasses for you both, not as the first time, I think it's the fourth time at this point, but for Mr. and Mrs. Stephen St Nicolaas.